Hey, business-minded mama. I'm so grateful that you are here and that you are ready to grow an authentic community and scale your impact. Hi, I'm Stephanie Parenza, the voice behind Business-Minded Mama podcast, local and small business advocate, and entrepreneur. I've created this community because I want to help business-minded mamas like you build your dream business by finding your authentic community and gaining control and clarity on the financial aspects of your business by managing your own books. Now, let's tap into your own potential. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. Today, we're going to talk about what I think to be a pretty hot topic right now and over the last few months with everything going on, and that is pivoting in your business. We've all had to pivot in many ways, whether it be for your business or even in personal life, making all these changes and finding new ways to do things. And so today I wanted to talk about how I came to that clarity and then the steps that I have taken and what you guys could do if you are needing to pivot your business in any way. So I think first and foremost, always check in with yourself. Are you still finding joy in what you're doing? Is it progressing like you want it to? Is everything still good between you and your business? Always check in with yourself, even with your family. Checking in with yourself, checking in with your family, just making sure you are still on the path for your business that you want to be on. So if that's not where you're at, if you know that something needs to change, then I think that's a really good indicator that it's time to make a shift, time to make a pivot. And what I think it ultimately comes to is also a gut check. So if you are thinking that you need to pivot, but then you're talking yourself out of it, which I found to be the case for me, is really going back and listening to your gut. You know what's right. Allow yourself to know what's right. Allow yourself to make the pivot that needs to be done in order to feel complete and whole and feel good about how you're moving forward in your business. So now that you've determined that something isn't right, you know that it needs to change, you have this gut feeling that you've got to make this pivot in your business right now, I think the first thing to do is to talk it over with your spouse, talk it over with a mentor of yours, or even just some colleagues. One of the most important things in my business model is having people to connect with for support and clarification. I think this is critical in any business model, especially as an entrepreneur. Most likely you're working with yourself and only yourself, and that's not always the best way to make all business decisions. I think it's so important to have a support system. And if you can only have a support system from your spouse right now, that's perfect. Bounce ideas off of him or her to determine what their thoughts are and determine what the best plan of action is. So if you are able to connect with other people, and this doesn't have to cost money, you don't need to go out and hire some fancy coach when I'm talking about getting a mentorship. Use your social media presence and platform to connect with other like-minded individuals. This is where a lot of my support comes from. I have connected with so many fabulous ladies and gentlemen in the Instagram world, and that's done by DMs, honestly. And then from there, we've spun off into these little groups where we meet and we talk and we collaborate together. It is so important to have a community around you in your business because they are going to see things differently than you do, and they are going to push you to your potential. So now you have determined and you are clear that a change needs to happen in your business. Now I think you need to stop and consider the why, the what, and the how. The why. Hopefully this has been determined now that you had your clarity moment with yourself and your clarity moment with your support system. Making sure you fully understand why you want to pivot your business is important because if you aren't clear on that, it's going to be impossible to move forward and to really have that passion behind moving forward during these changes, because changes can be hard. And so this pivot may not be easy. Maybe it is. Maybe you're lucky. But in most cases, a pivot is not always going to be easy. So if you don't fully understand the why and why you want to change your business, then I think it's going to be a stumbling block for you as you move forward. Now that you have that all laid out, what needs to be changed? What steps do you need to take in order to move forward in this shift of your business? Really taking the time to sit down, and whether you need to write it down or use some sort of flow chart to really understand the steps on how to pivot your business is going to be really important. There are a lot of details that can go into pivoting your business, and I think that laying it all out, every single little thing that you would need to do to pivot your business, put it all out there on a piece of paper or on a PDF, whatever you need to do, however you work the best. Put it all down to really get a good understanding of how you can make this change in your business. That will help you determine if you need help or what things you might need to get in order to make this change, or how long it may take you. Is it realistic? Lay it all out, get a great understanding of what needs to be done in order to move forward. And then once you have that, we're going to determine how. And like I mentioned, you may need to get help to make some of these changes, and you may not. It may take extra time. You may need more work time during your day, or maybe you need to get up early or stay up late in order to make these changes. Making a pivot in your business is going to require that you give your commitment, that you are fully present, that you are ready to take on the extra work that is needed to change it. And I know that can be very overwhelming, and that is what holds up a lot of people from pivoting in their business. But in the end, honestly, as you push through it, you are going to be able to reap the benefits at the very end, right? In a lot of ways, this pandemic has been good because, like I mentioned at the beginning, this pivoting is known to me because I'm kind of going through it. So, and it all started with a gut check. Honestly, it all started with losing joy, and it all started with overwhelm and, having to balance kids at home and having to balance workflow. And I lost joy quickly when life just kind of took over. And I'm not saying that because I'm not happy with my clients or happy with what I'm doing. I am. And I'm just having to make some changes and pivot my business to find the joy that once was there, because things are changing. Things change every day. Our kids, it's going to be ever changing. As they grow older, they'll do more things. And then as they grow even older than that, they may not need you as much. It's a constant change. And so as an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to make changes in your business as well, because your family has to come first. Your family has to be the most important, and you have to be able to be willing to make changes so that you can do the best job at both things. I think it's important to have a business of your own as a mother, but I also think it's important to make sure that your family is also taking priority. So you have to pivot in your business to allow for the constant changes in your life. And so if you are looking for a support system, if you do not have one, our Facebook group is there, and you are welcome to come join and to ask questions and seek guidance on anything. Honestly, it is not just a business group. If you need guidance on some personal thing, please reach out to me or reach out to someone in the group there on Facebook, and we would be happy to chat with you. So that is it for this week, and I will be back next week with some more stuff for you guys. All right, have a wonderful weekend.
Did you like what you heard on today's podcast? Or do you know a business-minded mama that could benefit from hearing this? Take a screenshot and share this with your community. And don't forget to give me a review. Want to chat more? find me on Facebook in the Business Minded Mama Facebook page, or on Instagram at Mrs. and Sis, or through my website, www.businessmindedmama.com.